Welcome to Breaking News Wahala, the news this hour. It has come to my notice that there have been a misinformation and a misunderstanding between the community and our brand Q Talk. The community has heard their voice and they have asked why we allowed a known clitoris, according to them, to appear on our news media. I want to assure the LGBTQI community that Q Talk stands for righteousness, justice, and transparency. We stand for speaking out the truth without favoritism, without bribe, without corruption. I want to reassure the general public that Q Talk is doing its best to make sure that the truth is brought to light. As the said parties have heard their voice, I want to let you know that Q Talk remains a media house. And as a media house with activists and journalism included, we must hear both sides of the party. You may not agree with our pattern and style of journalism, but journalism and activism does not segregate. So even if a criminal appears on our platform, it does not mean that Q Talk agrees and supports with a criminal, or agrees and supports with a corrupt politician, or agrees and supports with any party. Q Talk remains a media house and an NGO speaking out for our community. So therefore, I want to tell the general public that you may see some faces that you may not like, but it does not mean that we condone what they have done or what they do or what they will do. Every of our guests that appears on our platform is liable to their opinion and do not reflect that of Q Talk standards and our brand. So in light of this, I have heard your complaint. The one thing I want to apologize only for the miscommunication. We are not standing with either ageless or the accused party in this matter, which I will not like to state their name. But I want you to know that JP crime fighter Oyas is being the mastermind behind this saga. JP crime fighter, whom we know, who claims to be fighting for righteousness, fighting for advocacy, fighting for human rights, has one time called on me personally to work with him. But because I saw corruption in his activism, I withdrew my involvement with JP crime fighter. I want to urge the community. Q Talk is still doing her investigation, and we have not concluded, neither do we take part in any parties. One thing I can assure you is that the Nigerian police is involved, and Oyas JP crime fighter will appear in court. Before he appears in court, we also want to urge the general public and the community that there will be an oath swearing day. Everyone is urged to come under oath swearing. Oyas JP crime fighter is also urged to appear on that oath swearing day. We are going to be doing 3 swearing. 1 with the Bible to those who believe in the Christian religion. Secondly, with the Quran for those who believe in the Islamic religion. And third, with the Afro for those who believe in the traditional ways. We are going to swear, and whoever does not have a clean hand in what is happening in our community, since we cannot find justice from the legal system, since we cannot find justice from the Nigerian police, we can find justice from Amadioha. We can find justice from Shongo. We can find justice from Olisabiligwe. So there will be an oath swearing day. And we are urging all parties involved to please make sure they are either available online. They are either available online for the oath swearing. And secondly, we also urge that JP crime fighter Oyas should willingly carry himself to the police station because he has a case to answer. There will also be a legal day, and our lawyers will be meeting with Oyas JP crime fighter for Oyas JP crime fighter to bring out all the proof of what he has written concerning 1. Q Talk, 2. concerning me, The allegations against me are that I have slept with my own biological father. Oh yes, JP crime fighter will have to bring the proof. The second matter on ground is that I am HIV positive. Oh yes, JP crime fighter will have to bring the proof where he found out about my HIV status. Because right now, as I'm speaking to you, I want the general public to see this is what these are blue pills. These are blue pills, which is for PrEP. If you know what PrEP is, if you don't know what PrEP is, I am not here to educate you on that matter. This is my PrEP medication. So those are the few cases we have about Oya's JP crime fighter, because we have a very serious issue in our community. The issue we must address is the issue of keto and setup. We have seen where our community members are in the most vulnerable place. They are either beaten, manhandled, and their human rights jeopardized, and we say no to such injustice and whoever is behind this injustice in our community. Therefore, these are the steps that Q-Talk and I personally are taking. We are calling for an oath swearing day. We are calling that JP crime fighter should provide his address and provide himself to the police so that he can appear before court. And thirdly, we are assuring you that we have heard your cries. Therefore, we will also do our investigation, and the court of law will give its final verdict concerning this matter. We want to make sure that everybody that has a hand in the kitoring of LGBTQI person is apprehended by the Nigerian police and is apprehended and sentenced by the High Court of Nigeria. So, dear community members, I want to reassure you again that we have heard your cries. Another matter that has been tabled before our decks is that most of the community members have asked that their faces be blurred, or the faces of the victims and survivors of ketos and setup be blurred. But we have said, community members, we have heard your cry. But at this point in time, we would like to decline the blurring of people's faces. One, because when this matter arises, if we do not show the international community how transparent our media is, then they will not believe that these are real cases. They would think that these are stage cases and these are actors and actresses that we have hired to play. But once they can see what is truly happening and those involved mount out courage to speak against this art, you will help us to end ketos and setup. We do understand that you have been traumatized. We do understand that you are really traumatized by this matter. But one thing we want to tell you, that in time of trauma and in time of being vulnerable, it's not for you to hide your faces in shame. Rather, for you to man up, for you to speak out, for you to shout, let your voice be heard, for you to take the necessary step. By silence, you have given them the privilege to continue what they are doing. By keeping yourself and burying your face in shame, you empower these wicked people. Again, I want to reassure you that I myself, Chimereze Henry, I am fully for the people, and will look and will table your matters again, and I will give you an update concerning our investigation. But a recap: you may see certain faces that you do not agree with. Journalism and activism has no parts. There is always two sides of the coins. And in the act of journalism, we cannot pick sides. Neither can we say who is right or wrong. All we do is to bring you the necessary proof, the necessary information, interview those we can interview, question those we can question, and we let the general public decide and make their own judgment on certain cases. Thank you for always supporting our brand Q-Talk, and my name remains Chimereze Henry Ahunaya. Please, 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 let us stay safe, as these are trying times in our community. God bless you.